In the previous video, we have seen that we have trained the machine with the whole concept of data. That means we have given the complete data for training the machine. So as while we are testing, we generated a simple line, or the scatter which we generated is a straight line, because we do not use the different thing. So now the approach for the machine learning will be that a test data and a train data. We will split the data into two sets. The training data set will train our model, and testing will use the subset to make the actual prediction using trained model. The reason we do not use the same set for training and testing is because our model has to be seen in those samples before. So using the same samples to make the prediction is quite not efficient thing, and that would give a wrong impression about the accuracy. So we will like to do two sets of data, that is training and test set of data. So firstly, what we need to do is, from the sklearn model selection, we need to import the train and test split. So like this, you have to write from sklearn dot model selection import train test split. And next you need to name several variables, and by default it is like xtrain, comma xtest, comma ytrain, and ytest. And then we are going to use the train test split and imply it on our data set, that is we have x comma y. We are going to give a test size, that means splitting the data, that means this amount of data will be used for testing and the rest amount will be used for training. So the test size equals to 0.3, and here I am going to give the random state also. Random state is basically used for reproducing same set of train and test data points every time when you make a split. So for that we use random state, and you can pass any number here. So this is how we have train and test set of data we have fetched, and now we are going to print the xtrain and ytrain. So you have to simply write like this, xtrain So here you can see that this is the xtrain, that is in salary.csv. We have years of experience for that. And next we are going to show xtest. So here you can see this is the test set of data. Similarly, ytrain, that is the salary data, and ytest, this is for the testing of data. Next we need to run our linear regression model. Now we need to print the model. So for that we simply write from sklearn dot linear model import linear regression, and then we have to fit our model. So we are naming our model as CLF equals to linear regression and CLF equals to fit, and that is xtrain comma ytrain. So here you can see that linear regression, copy x true, fit intercept true, job none, and normalize false. So that means CLF, a linear regression model, has been printed. Next, if we want to predict that what is the predicted value of x test, then you can simply write like this: CLF dot predict, and give here x test. So here you can see that this is the predicted value. Simply you can check the score also, that is CLF dot score, and you can mention the parameters here, x and y. So that is x test comma y test. So this is the score. And next, if you want to check the coefficient, then you have to simply write CLF dot so this is the coefficient, and you can also generate the intercept also. This is the intercept. Next, if you want to generate the mean square, that means the average value if you want to generate of the error. So how can you do that? You have to simply write that accuracy equals to mean square from the test and the predict, y test and y predict, then only you can print the accuracy. So firstly I have written that from sklearn matrix import the mean square error, and then find the accuracy, and lastly print the accuracy. So this is the accuracy of the value which is generated, and lastly we are going to print the model. That means we have evaluated the error, and now we need to print the model. So we are going to do it with the help of matplotlib pyplot. So here you can see that I have written y test predict and CLF predict of s test. I import my matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. We will scatter for x test and y test, and we have plotted the x test and y test predict value. And lastly we have written plt.show. As I execute this particular set, here you can see that it plots the regression, simple linear regression of the salary and the year of experience which we have given, of the test value and the predicted value. So this is how we have done on the train set data and the test set data instead of doing on the complete set data.